Go ahead and bounce that one. Kill that one, so they're going to be drained for 2. Gets doubled thanks to that, so they're drained for 4. Y'shtola says, let's return the Archfiend back, so he'll be able to block this turn. Draw a card. Opponent loses 2 life. That gets doubled down to 4 life thanks to that. And again, repeat the entire end step process right now. Oh, there's Deadly Cover-Up. So yeah, opponent's down to 8. They can't really attack us because we have some thick bodies in the way. And yeah, 1 mana bat, that's really not going to be cutting it for you, buddy. They have a ton of life gain. They've honestly gained so much life this turn. That is a legendary creature, so they'll have to sacrifice it. So they lose 2 life for that. And yeah, we got them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena standard video. Today we are looking at Y'shtola Rhul. I hope I'm saying that name correctly, but yeah, this legendary creature from the Final Fantasy set. Number 1, I think the art looks really cool, and when we take a look at her rule text, it says at the beginning of your end step, exile a target creature that we control and then return it to the battlefield. If it's the first end step of the game, there is an additional end step after this step. So you might think that that flicker effect of exiling a creature and then bringing it back is the main thing that we want to do. You know, you guys can imagine targeting an Itali or an Atraxa, for instance, where every time they enter the battlefield, you get, you know, insane value off of their ETB ability, enter the battlefield. But I actually want to look at Y'shtola with the extra end step. You basically get 2 end steps, which is, you know, could mean nothing, but I think one of the best end step cards in standard right now is the Unholy Anex. You guys know that this mono black demon package where they play this 3 mana enchantment Unholy Anex, at the beginning of your end step, draw a card and lose 2 life. If you control a demon, then you get to draw a card and the opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So hopefully what you can do is turn 2, go with Demon Wall. Turn 3, go Unholy Anex. So we already have a demon right there. If you don't have a demon, it's not a problem. But turn 3, Unholy Anex. Hopefully you'll draw a demon either on turn 4 or turn 5. And then on turn 6, if we have Y'shtola and a demon on the battlefield, then we get an additional end step. So then we're drawing 2 cards and the opponent is losing 4 life and we're gaining 4 life. So a really good way to drain the opponent out. And of course, if the demon on the battlefield we have is the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, if an opponent would lose life during our turn, they lose twice that much life instead. So with just 1 Holy Anex, 1 Bloodletter of Aclazotz, and 1 Y'shtola, then at our end step, which there will be 2 of them, the opponent is losing 4 life because Unholy Anex would drain them for 2. That gets doubled to 4 with the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, and then with Y'shtola, that would trigger another time as well. So just with Unholy Anex, Bloodletter, and Y'shtola, we're draining the opponent for 8, which is absolutely crazy. Unholy Anex is a great card draw engine as well, so it's not crazy that you can actually find another Unholy Anex. And yeah, if you have 2 of them on the battlefield and the Bloodletter of Aclazotz and Y'shtola, then you're draining the opponent for 16 damage in just 1 turn alone, which is absolutely crazy. It's not guaranteed to happen, but it could happen, which is pretty funny as well. And then, like I said, we're not really focused too much on the flicker mechanic from Y'shtola of exiling the creature and then returning it, but that does actually come into play with the Archfiend of the Dross. This 4 mana creature is a 6/6 flying demon, which you might say that sounds completely busted, and it is a really strong card. But the Archfiend of the Dross, he comes in with 4 oil counters on him, and at the end of our turn, you remove 1 oil counter, and if he gets down to 0 oil counters, you just flat out lose the game. So if the opponent has a lot of flying creatures or a lot of life gain, or maybe just a way to keep the Archfiend of the Dross tapped down every turn, you could end up losing the game. But that is, again, where Y'shtola comes into play. Every turn, she exiles the Archfiend of the Dross and then returns it, and he will enter with a fresh 4 oil counters on him. So you actually never have to worry about losing the game that way. Archfiend of the Dross, probably Bloodletter of Aclazotz is definitely the best demon in the Unholy Anex demon package, but Archfiend of the Dross is a really, really close second, and unfortunately, we will be losing Archfiend of the Dross come rotation, which is happening in about a month's time, I believe, maybe 1 month exactly. So Archfiend of the Dross, I know in a lot of my decks that I'm posting, I'm trying not to include any cards that will be rotating out. I just think Archfiend of the Dross is too good not to include in this demon package right here. So looking at the sideboard, if you don't want to craft Archfiend of the Dross, which if you are a new player, I probably wouldn't do that. I would save your wild cards for some other demons because there are some pretty good demons. I don't think this Unholy Anex deck is going anywhere post-rotation. So a few other demons you could include are, of course, the Rot Curse Rakshasha. This is a 2-mana demon, so you can actually play him before the Unholy Anex, which is really nice. There is also the Abyssal Harvester, Demon Warlock for 3 mana, and then finally for 4 mana, there is the Desecration Demon, also a demon flying 6/6, so pretty good stats as well, kind of like the Archfiend of the Dross. Not quite as good as him, though. So those are just 3 substitutes that you could include instead of Archfiend of the Dross. And then, yeah, we are running Deadly Cover-Up just to wipe the board. And I do want to try Zombify with Valgavoth. So this is another demon. Sorry, Valgavoth. He does cost 9 mana, though, which is absolutely crazy. So the chance that you're ever casting him for 9 mana the fair way, probably not going to happen. You probably want to reanimate him. So that's why we have Zombify. And then we do have a way of discarding Valgavoth if he is in our hand. That is with Bitter Triumph, another really, really, really good removal card. So 2 mana at instant speed, destroy target creature or planeswalker, and then you either have to pay 3 life or discard a card. So we don't mind dropping off Valgavoth. And then we are in the 5 mana spot running the Speed Demon, Flying, Trample, another 5/5, so pretty good stats as well. Really good demon. And then, like I said earlier, for 2 mana, we do have the Demon Wall. This is from the Final Fantasy set, and he does have Defender, so he's not able to attack each turn, but 2 mana for a 3/3, it's pretty good for blocking, and he is a demon himself, so that pairs really, really nicely with the Unholy Anex. And then, since we are splashing in blue to play Y'shtola, I thought, well, let's include some really, really good blue cards. Probably the best blue card, might be one of the best cards in Standard right now, is Stock Up for 3 mana. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put 2 of them in your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. And then just another way to kind of help us stabilize the board in the beginning is Into the Flood Maw for 1 mana at instant speed. You can bounce a creature back to the opponent's hand, which is really, really nice. You can also gift them a fish token, and then you can return a any non-land permanent, so an enchantment or planeswalker or artifact. You can do that as well with Into the Flood Maw. So yeah, that's kind of the package that we're running with today. I guess I can talk about the lands really quickly. Soulstone Sanctuary. You can spend 4 mana to transform this land into a 3/3 creature with every single creature type. That does include the demon creature type as well. So another demon that we have right there. Let's actually go ahead and look at it. 4 demons right there, plus the demon wall. So we have 5 demons total. Those are kind of all of our creatures, plus Y'shtola. So yeah, good demon package. Little tiny bit of removal. I guess we'll include Into the Flood Maw in our removal package as well, and then Zombify just for reanimation, and then Stock Up and Unholy Anex for some card draw, and of course to drain the opponent out. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's jump into some games and see how it does for us. All right, guys, we get to go first. Honestly, lands aren't the best. I might need to look at the land situation. Including this blue is really, honestly, kind of screwing me over. Opponent's just taking mulligan after mulligan. Yeah, because we have no black right now. Honestly, might need to go up a few more black sources. Hopefully we'll draw a black source by turn 3. I mean, this is our blue source, so, you know, at the very least we can cast a Stock Up. We'll go ahead and let them have a Cecil. Go ahead and name Demon. Might tell them what we're working with. So yeah, turn 3 Stock Up. I'm fine with that. So this guy is playing, what's that one creature called? Flynn, I think, where every creature with Death Touch adds 2 toxic counters to us, or 2 poison counters, so this is just going to be a super aggressive deck. Okay, Deadly Cover-Up is really nice. I'll just take 2 lands. Yeah, I will take 2 lands. And then I think next turn, go with a Bitter Triumph, maybe a bounce spell. And then the turn after that, we can wipe the board. Hopefully we will have stabilized by then. We are shields down right now. I hope he doesn't have Flynn. No, no Flynn yet. That's fine with me. Could go Bloodletter, but they might just have a fight spell, and they'll make this creature with Death Touch fight our creatures, so I'm honestly fine. No, you know what? Let's go Unholy Anex. And then we can keep up 1 blue mana to bounce. Yeah, we'll do that. Opponent is holding up some interaction. I don't know if it's a fight spell. Could also be a protection spell, but I'm going to risk it. We will get down the Unholy Anex. So we will be taking 2 damage, and then next turn we'll have to wipe the board. So we will be taking 4 damage from our own Unholy Anex. Valgavoth, really not the creature we want to be drawing. I have 2 of them in our whole library, and of course they're in the top quarter of our deck. Enchanted creature, return it to the battlefield. Nah, we'll just bounce Cecil, because I am planning to wipe the board. I definitely don't want him coming back to the battlefield. Is it a protection spell? It does look like it. Is it just hexproof? It is. Okay, that is a little bit unfortunate, but they are empty-handed. And we're only up to 4 toxic counters, and we drew a Y'shtola as well, so yeah, we're just... Could also get down Bloodletter, but then we're only gaining 2 life. I think we really have to wipe the board right now. So yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate that they could bring back Cecil. And yeah, we are losing 2 life. Going to take 2 more damage right there. So we're down to 3. If opponent has removal, then we are in a little bit of a tricky situation. But we do have enough for Bitter Triumph. There's no stick from the opponent, so no removal. And then next turn we can get down Y'shtola. And yeah, I think we'll be draining the opponent for 8. That will be awesome. Yeah, and the opponent doesn't even attack. So yeah, check this out. Archfiend of the Dross, also really nice draw, but we will 100% go with Y'shtola. We can say no attacks, and then we get to exile the Bloodletter. Bring him back to the battlefield. Opponent is going to lose 4 life for that right there, and we get another end step trigger. So let's go ahead, exile the Bloodletter again. Doesn't even matter. And drain them for another 4 damage right there. So we actually got the combo off, like I said in the deck intro. Yeah, land situation, I might take a second look at the lands just because we were getting a little bit cooked there. Valgavoth in our hand, not the best either, but yeah. Once we stabilized, it was over for the opponent. And like I said, they were definitely playing a toxic deck. But yeah, Bloodletter with Unholy Anex and getting 2 end step triggers. Mwah. Chef's kiss, baby. GG. All right, guys, I'll keep this hand. Opponent might be a aggressive mono red aggro deck. I already have 1 stock up. I don't think I need another one. Really want to try and find some creatures, some Unholy Annexes. So Archfiend of the Dross, really nice draw, 6 damage. I'm not sure they can punch their way through that, and every time a creature dies, they lose 2 life. Do need to hit another land drop, but we will have stock up next turn. Start your engines. Other goblins have haste. At the beginning of combat, yeah, let's just go ahead and bounce this guy right away. Set you back a turn, buddy. Ooh, Bloodletter, really nice. So yeah, we're gonna look for a land. I guess a removal. Another Bloodletter could be kind of nice as well. He's not legendary. Let's do it. Let's go with Bloodletter, and then we'll go with Archfiend into Bloodletter. He's probably just gonna play that guy. He does. Let's drop this land down, and then yeah, let's go with the Archfiend of the Dross. So like I said, I don't think he can punch through a 6/6. It's not true. He could, of course, have 2 lightning strikes. But he doesn't. Other goblins get +1. Another one of those. Of course he has it, but still can't get through a 6/6, and that one has to attack. So yeah, you're losing 2 life. Thank you. Thank you very much. Could also think about wiping the board this turn. But yeah, he's losing 2 life. He's going down to 18. If we play Bloodletter and attack with the Archfiend. I mean, that is a lot of damage coming through. I think I'm just going to wipe the board. Just reset them. He only has 2 cards in hand. So he's down to 12, and then let's go with a Deadly Cover-Up. Can get rid of 2 stock-ups. And then I guess we'll get rid of this guy. Already saw 2 of those guys, so the chance he has another one of the run, doubt it. So yeah, we'll go with the Howl Squad. Ooh. Yeah, so that adds mana, and that guy can be a goblin. He does give other goblins +1, so that's a pretty nice draw. He's playing a Cranko. And then we see no burn spells whatsoever. So, yeah, I think next turn we are safe to play. Oh, they also lose life for that. Yo, let's go. Oh my gosh. Archfiend is just such a good card. So, yeah, he's losing 10 more life. Yeah, so he's down to 2. That is hilarious. That's another combo. So 5 mana. Maybe he didn't even draw a mountain there. So 3 mana to work with. Yeah, he missed a land drop. So we can just go ahead and, you know what? Let's just go ahead and Zombify. Bop, here's the Archfiend for you. If you attack into me, your creature's dying, and you're losing 2 life. So, GG. Adaptive. Name's Goblin. He's going to attack with Squee. Creates another attacking zombie token, but we can... Or not zombie. Ooh, Unholy Anex. Really nice draw. So yeah, let's go with the Bloodletter, and let's go with an Unholy Anex. So yeah, this was kind of just mono black demons. Did we play a stock up? I guess we played an Into the Flood Maw. That was our blue card that we played. But yeah, absolutely slammed the opponent right there. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. A really expensive hand right here, about 4 lands. I'm definitely not turning that down. We even get a Surveil on turn 1. Hopefully make our next draw a little bit better. I'll take it Into the Flood Maw. Cheap interaction. Well, you get nothing from my hand. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. All right, I'm definitely not going to return that back to their hands, so they're looking to do some graveyard stuff. They are looking to do some graveyard stuff, so Into the Flood Maw might be really nice if they reanimate a really big creature. Deadly Cover-Up, also nice removal. Next turn we can go with Archfiend. Would not be surprised if they have a kill spell, though. Alright, well, kind of crazy that literally in the top quarter of their deck, they find 3 Duresses, but not much you can do against that. And yeah, he gets rid of Deadly Cover-Up, of course. Now the Fear of Missing Out is online. That sucks. Well, still no massive creature in the graveyard. Alright, so our turn. Oh, yeah, game. We need slightly better draws than this. Opponent gonna scry, send it to the bottom. And he chooses not to attack us. Get to remove an oil counter. Another Deadly Cover-Up is a great find. We don't need another land, even though that would let us cast Y'shtola. But yeah, we're just going to absolutely smack the opponent. End turn. And I mean, I guess I'll take 4 damage from Fear of Missing Out. Yeah, you can have 2 attack steps. I don't really mind. See what the opponent plays. It's a land into Valgavoth's Faithful. So yeah, they really are looking to reanimate some powerful creatures. They don't really have any in the graveyard. I mean, yeah, if you want to bring that guy back, that's fine by me. Okay, yeah, so they're playing Arden and Emmett. Okay. Gonna return 1 to your hand. It's a Fear of Missing Out. That guy will be online next turn. Ooh, Bloodletter. That is just GG, buddy. Yeah, and like I said, I'm playing this on hard mode. The mono black demon package is just so much better than this Dimir blue-black demon package, but I really like the combo with Y'shtola. And I know we've pulled it off once before, but I think our other games since then have, honestly, it's just been the mono-black demons just soloing our opponents. So, I mean, I guess it is nice. The blue mana having Into the Flood Maw for if they reanimate anything, that part is nice. So, hey, anyways, GG, on to the next. All right, guys, we get to go first. 2 stock-ups and 2 Deadly Cover-Ups. I mean, I guess I'll keep it. Have a Surveil land on number 1. Should hopefully be able to find a 3rd land drop by turn 3, and then 2 stock-ups. Honestly, one of the best cards in Standard right now, so won't say no to that, and I'll take a Restless Reef. That one can come in tap next turn. I don't mind that. Opponent, probably a Roots deck, if I had to guess. So bans happened earlier this week on Monday. I think I'll release this on Monday, so a whole week ago. Since the ban announcement, we'll definitely take an Unholy Anex, and we have an Archfiend. I'll just keep hitting our land drops. But yeah, a lot of mono red and Is It stuff got nerfed. Discard a card. I honestly don't think we need stock up, just because Zombify could be quite nice. They make us discard another card. Can go ahead and drop off. Well, what do I drop off? Not 100% sure. Ooh, Shelly. It's a nice card for them. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Bans happened last week. Mono red got hit really, really hard. And honestly, I don't know where I'm going with that. Let's drop off the demon. And then let's just wipe the board. Let's go with a nice little reset. Oh, I don't even have 5 mana. Kind of a yikes moment. So I guess we'll get down the Archfiend then. Draw a card, lose 2 life, gain 2 life. So Shelly's kind of nullifying us right there. Probably have removal, mono black. Of course they do. So 100% we have to wipe the board this turn, and then we can go ahead and exile Sheoldred. Discard a card. We will get rid of the Demon Wall. Well, yeah, we'll get rid of the Demon Wall. No, I guess I'll get rid of... Oh, they can choose what they get rid of. Because they did damage to us. That is fair. was kind of hoping we could hit a land drop. We'll get rid of those two. And you already know Y'shtola is no longer in your library or hand. Phyrexian Obliterator with a fight spell, so we do need to be really careful about that. Virtue of Persistence, another Glissa, and quite a bit of removal, so we do need to be really careful. We need to be super careful. So they're going to play that guy. We might play the Demon Wall and just keep up Bitter Triumph. Could honestly go with Zombify. How much mana will we have left over then? Yeah, we will have 2 mana left over, so I will bring back the Bloodletter just to drain them for 4. And then they don't know about Bitter Triumph. Into the Flood Maw, also really nice. So they're going to play their Phyrexian Obliterator. I would think. Maybe they want to remove our guy. That's just -3. I'm fine with that. Oh, into a fight spell? Yeah, we'll get him with this. Do I keep Bitter Triumph? Let's go ahead and discard a card. We will drop off the Swamp. Yeah, so I guess they can replay that guy to draw a card. Lose 1 life. A land drop is really nice, and I will keep up some mana. Smack the opponent for 4 damage right there. They're going to be drained for another 4 right there, and we have Into the Flood Maw to bounce their Phyrexian Obliterator. They can't even fight us unless that is a fight spell. That last card, it looks like it's removal though. It's another Virtue. So, yeah, opponent probably going to play out an Obliterator right now. No, still no Obliterator. That's honestly a little bit wild. Ooh, Valgavoth. We don't have a way of dropping him off, so yeah, let's just unlock this one. So now we have a 6/6 Daemon. Smack the opponent, 2 damage, lose another 2 life, and then get drained for another 4. And yeah, we got them. So they can play their Virtue of Persistence. Not that there's really anything in their graveyard that they could bring back. Nothing really from our graveyard. I mean, they can bring stuff back, but this is at their end step. So they have to deal with what's on the board right now, and I just don't think they have it. Even if they do wipe the board, we can transform the Soulstone Sanctuary into a demon next turn as well. We see that it's just a land, so yeah, GG. And again, it is the mono black package that is, you know, kind of putting in all the work. Anyways, GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. Really need to hit our 3rd land drop. I think I've said that in basically every single game I've played, except the previous one. I think I started with 4 lands. Maybe there was one before that, but hey, we got there. I will keep another Unholy Anex on top. Y'all already know. Might be a discard deck. It is. I would not be surprised if they actually took our Unholy Anex. They might also take Into the Flood Maw. We also have Bitter Triumph, though, so not really sure what they want to take. They might think Unholy Anex probably the best thing to take, but I mean, hey, we have another one on top. And they took our removal. That's fine, though. So yeah, Unholy Anex. If they are mono black discard, we got our card draw engine online. Just need to find a demon to start the drain effect. It's another bat. So they probably take Into the Flood Maw, would be my guess. Just so we can't interact with their creatures, but we'll just get down another Unholy Anex, and then yeah, we'll have so much card draw. Should be able to find our removal spells or find some demons. There it is. 2/4, and we will have 5 lands to do it. Right on cue as well. They play a Y'shtola Rhul. This is amazing. So go ahead and draw a 3rd Unholy Anex. That is too funny. Even though we do really, 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 really need to play a demon because we're losing 4 life this turn. Alright, there's a demon right there. Discard a card. I mean, at this point, I don't think we need another Unholy Anex. But I could have maybe also used that one to play a demon. They have a Hix. They have 2 mana open. That does really scare me, because I'm losing 4 life from this. I will have 1 blue mana available. So I'm pretty sure they have removal. So this is actually kind of really unfortunate for us. Yeah. Alright, that's fine though, because we can go ahead and bounce Gix. We're going to be down to 1 life, so this will be hard mode. Hard mode engaged. Discard 2 cards. I mean, I guess we'll get rid of Speed Demon, and I don't think we need the Undercity Sewers. I mean, we really kind of missed out on finding some cheap creatures, because I'm pretty sure he just has another removal. Oh, this sucks so much, man. Let's play a Cavern of Souls. We'll go ahead and name Demon. No attacks. All right, no removal from the opponent. So that's 4 life gain right there. I'll keep this Unholy Anex. We'll drop off 1 Y'shtola. We don't need... I didn't even see that I had a 3rd one. All right, looks like the opponent might exile the top 2 cards of the opponent's library. You may cast them that turn. All right, let's get rid of this guy. We're going to go ahead and discard, I guess, the Restless Reef. We really don't need that one. You may play lands and cast spells without paying their mana cost. Yikes. So he could have gotten a Valgavoth. That would have been really, really scary. But, I mean, at this point, let's just get down another Unholy Anex. And then let's go with Zombify onto our Speed Demon. So we're going to be gaining 6 life now and draining the opponent for 6. All right, let's go. Discard Valgavoth for sure, and I guess a land, even though lands could be kind of nice. We'll get rid of Archfiend. How much mana will we have next turn? We'll have 8 mana. All right, so let's just... Yeah, look, I think we... Oh, wait, no, we're only draining them for 6, so we're only doing 12 damage. Look, we're doing 12 damage just straight up with Y'shtola, so... without attacking with the Speed Demon, because, yeah, look, let's say we don't attack. We just go straight to our end step. The opponent gets drained for 2, 4, 6, and then Y'shtola gets to just reset the Speed Demon. Again, the flicker mechanic doesn't matter. Like I said in the deck intro, the only creature that it really matters for is the Archfiend of the Dross with the oil counters, but again, not really that important. The key thing is that we get another end step. So we would draw 3 cards, gain 6 life, drain the opponent for 6, and then repeat that again. So draw another 3 cards thanks to those Unholy Annexes, gain another 6 life, and drain the opponent for another 6. And that is all without attacking with any of our creatures as well. Of course, Speed Demon has flying, and trample, so you can go over the top, trample through them. So we got them that turn. Let's go. And again, splashing in blue, I'll talk about it in the deck outro. Splashing in blue just to play Y'shtola, just to get this one specific interaction. I'm not sure it's worth it, but hey, it's at least a lot of fun. So GG. All right, guys, we go first. No blue mana, but I mean, 3 lands. I think you have to keep that. You don't want to take a mulligan there. I also have some removal, so it can be a Bloodletter on turn 4 in case we get discarded right now, which is what it feels like. But we'll see. Opponent on some Rakdos colors, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, Unholy Anex. That is an amazing draw. Do we just get rid of Cecil right now? Sacrifice, draw a card. He's got backup. But back it up. But back it up. All right. I'll just take 3 life. That I was gonna take from your Cecil anyway. Of course he has another one. That's fine though. Alright, we do hit our 4th land drop, so we do have the Bloodletter coming down next turn, which that is the amazing combo, Unholy Anex into the Bloodletter. Would have been even nicer if we could get the Demon Wall the turn before that, but it's all good. It is all good. See a Fountain Port from the opponent. They're gonna smack us for 2, lose 2 life themselves. And we see a Dark Confidant. So they got some nice card draw going. I mean, yeah, I have to go with the Bloodletter. I guess I didn't have to. Could have gone with the Demon Wall and our Surveil land, but yeah, we'll just start getting this combo going. They're going to draw a card. I think they're looking for an answer. Find a untapped blue source, which is really nice. Drain the opponent for 2. They lost 1 life themselves for drawing the extra card with Dark Confidant. Opponent's thinking about it. Probably going to attack us. They do remove our Bloodletter. They do pay 3 life to do that, so I guess they're going to flip their Cecil. So they're down to 8, but we can get this one down. We can play the Demon Wall, so we will be able to drain them for 2, and then we will just bounce their Cecil when they attack us next turn. Another Into the Flood Maw. That is a great pickup. So their own Dark Confidant might even just kill them right now. Are they going to draw a 6-drop? Oh, a land. It was close. Imagine if this land cost 6 mana. They would have lost 6 life right there. Alright, opponent probably thinks he's going to gain a bunch of life. That creature gains indestructible. Oh, wait. Does this give them hexproof? Oh, that really sucks. Alright, well, we'll bounce it next turn. Maybe I shouldn't have even hovered over the Plaza of Heroes. I wonder if that maybe told them about it. But, I mean, if they do that, then they are all tapped out. They don't. So, that is quite nice. I mean, I will block. Nah, well, yeah, it has indestructible, so. Can they pump it up? No, they're just going to sacrifice him right away. That's probably the smart thing to do because he was draining them for way too much. Probably replays Cecil, but, I mean, at this point, you can't really attack with him because you will lose 2 life from that. You're going to get drained for another 2. They do. They do. We have a Into the Flood Maw available to us. So I think we'll go with our untapped blue source and then go with a stock up. So let's make sure to keep 1 blue open. We do. And I mean, Archfiend of the Dross and another Into the Flood Maw. I think that's GG. Yeah, so we will just pass the turn. Opponent gets drained for 2. They go down to 4. We have Into the Flood Maw available to us. Yeah, I don't think they can attack with Cecil, because they will lose 2 life for that. It's their own Forge. That Forge is amazing with the Archfiend of the Dross, because of course their Forge token gets sacrificed every turn, and that is a creature dying. So, opponent lost 1 life for that. Rakshasha. Do we just bounce Rakshasha? Let's do it. I don't want to take 5 damage. I think that does actually save the Rakshasha, the Rock Curse, which is pretty funny, but again, we have the opponent. There's no way they can win. Do they have some removal? Looks like it. But yeah, they have to discard a card to do that. They're losing 2 life from attacking with Cecil. So yeah, opponent, like I said, pretty crazy that they did that. So they're down to 1. And then yeah, we'll just go with Archfiend. Archfiend of the Dross is a demon. We can obviously transform the Soulstone Sanctuary, and again, we can transform the Ritual Chamber as well. Oh, that was 1,000,000% my mistake. I thought I was hovering over the Archfiend of the Dross. All right. That is my mistake. All right, we got some removal, which is nice, though. Honestly, yeah, let's just get rid of Cecil right now. We'll discard this Soulstone Sanctuary. So no life gain for you, and we do have Into the Flood Maw available, and next turn I will for sure play Archfiend of the Dross. Do we have another demon we can bring back? If we hit a land drop, then we could go Archfiend and Zombify. It's 2 creatures for them to remove with 3 unknown cards in hand. Of course, could be 3 removal cards. I doubt it, though. It's a Shelly. They spend more or less all their mana to do that. Tiny Bones, nice draw for them, but hey, 1 unknown card in hand, not 100% sure what it is, but yeah, it's not a removal card, so GG. Like I said, 100% my mistake for playing that Unholy Anex that turn. I really meant to play the Archfiend, so we would have gotten them a turn earlier, but yeah, there we see just how good Into the Flood Maw and Stock Up can be, so GG. All right, guys, we go first. I'll try this hand. Can go with the Demon Wall on turn 2. We'll have all of our colors, which is really nice, and go with a Stock Up on turn 3. Opponent also, oh, were they looking to mill us? Is this a mill land? Opponent mills half the library, so this one might be kind of rough. I would like to go with the Restless Reef, but I think going with the Stock Up a little bit more important, and we find an Unholy Anex and the Bloodletter. So we could go with Restless Reef into the Unholy Anex, start draining the opponent. They could, of course, have a counter spell available. Looks like it. That is unfortunate, but it's fine. Because we can go with the Bloodletter next turn. They go with that one. So yeah, we'll go with Bloodletter. And then for sure, you all already know, we're going to bounce that one. Can't have them milling us. And then it's 6 mana to transform this one. I think we'll do that. So they just play their own Glacier Wood. And then do they have a kill spell? They do. That is unfortunate. And they mill 4 cards. But they're all tapped out. Ooh, Zombify, really nice. Maybe they'll mill Valgavoth. That would be amazing. Bap, big smack, big damage. Big smack, big damage. Another kill spell. I'm just waiting for them to mill a Valgavoth. Of course, Sheoldred's Edict does get around that, which sucks. Oh, no, are they just... Of course. Oh, my goodness, guys. I cannot believe it. Of course, they would have me draw Valgavoth instead of the opponent milling it. Kind of crazy. Speed Demon could be something that we consider bringing back as well. We still have 30 cards in library, though. Opponent's going to be down to 8. Nowhere to run. We'll have them mill some cards. Ooh, we got rid of 2 more Glacierwood Sieges and a 3 steps ahead. Opponent choosing to attack with the fish is an interesting strategy. Unholy Anex, really nice draw, but I know for sure they have a kill spell and a counter spell, so no matter what we really do, they kind of got us. Pretty annoying. All right, we're down to 28 cards in library. We've milled the opponent quite a bit as well. Bat, big smack. Four cards in hand. Can they mill half? No, we got them. Let's go. Don't know why they gave up. Maybe they had no more kill spells or bounce spells. Had mana value 3 or left. Proliferate, they're done. 24. Honestly, we milled them a decent amount as well. So, hey, another victory right there. And there our lands came in huge. So, GG. All right, opponent goes first. 4 lands is really nice, but honestly, Speed Demon's a turn 5 play. Valgavoth, you're never going to get up to 9 mana. You're supposed to zombify him. So, I'm going to take a mulligan. This is looking much better. I think we ditched one Unholy Anex, though. Got our colors. Black. Yeah, we just need 1 black for each of these. Bloodletter of Aclazotz, really nice, even though 3 black pips is what's needed. We're not anywhere close to that right now, so this is a life gain deck. Stock up, also really nice draw, but yeah, for right now, we'll just go Demon Wall into Unholy Anex and start the life drain, start the card draw, and let the games begin. So yeah, we will really need our Deadly Cover-Up. I would not be surprised if they're playing the Raise the Past, but hey, the extra card draw for us, that's really where we're going to win the game. It's going to be a long game, but we'll be able to get there. I think next turn we'll go for Stock Up. Honestly, maybe look for just some black lands. I think that's what we'll do. We're gaining 2 life a turn now. There is the Essence Channeler, so maybe we'll bounce that one next turn. Go with a Stock Up. Go with a Stock Up and then bounce that one. I think that's what we're doing. So this one, and honestly another bounce spell. So yeah, let's just let them gain a bunch of life. Found another land drop, which is really nice. So yeah, I think Bloodletter of Aclazotz into Y'shtola. I think that might be how we actually win the game right now. So this might finally be the game where blue-black demons is able to come out on top. So yeah, we're definitely not going to be taking 6 damage right now. They're all tapped out. I think I will want to go with the Bloodletter of Aclazotz. So now they're getting drained for 4. We're up to 21 life. They might want to play the Essence Channeler. We found an Archfiend of the Dross, which is also a really nice draw, but I kind of want to go with... Oh, do they have another 1 mana creature? That's 4 life. It's not. Okay. Let's lay down arms. That does suck for us. Archfiend of the Dross is a nice draw. Honestly, I think I want to go with Stock Up, though. We need to find a Deadly Cover-Up. Y'shtola, really nice. I guess I'll take another Bitter Triumph, though. So yeah, we have Bounce Spell and Kill Spell. Draw a card. There's another Bloodletter. We will have to discard the hand size. I guess we drop off 1 Archfiend of the Dross. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Ooh. So they're gaining 2 life from that, and then 3 more life, so they will be able to start making the angel tokens. So let's go ahead, pay 3 life. We'll get rid of one of these Resplendent Angels. I don't know if they're actually playing... I don't know if they're playing... Oh man, they're gaining so much life right now. Alright, I'll go with Archfiend of the Dross. We do have a kill spell available. Honestly, I think I'll get rid of this Resplendent Angel. I think right now I will... No, we're not discarding anything. You know what? Let's do this on their turn. Y'shtola, nice draw. I think we'll play Y'shtola next turn. They kind of need some removal for the Archfiend of the Dross. Aerith, every time you gain life, you get to put a +1 counter on her, and then... Oh, opponent is making it really difficult. And honestly, I'm going to bounce the Resplendent Angel right now. Alright, so the opponent's not attacking this turn. Not sure they have anything for 1 mana. And yeah, we can go with Y'shtola. Oh, they did have something for 1 mana. That's kind of crazy. Alright, but yeah, we're going to go with Y'shtola, and then the counters on the Archfiend literally don't matter at all. So, yeah, we will for sure go ahead and attack. Not sure they're going to triple block. So that's 6 damage right there. And then we still have 2 mana available for another Into the Flood Maw. End step. Let's go ahead and bounce the Archfiend of the Dross. So he'll come in untapped, and he comes in with fresh 4 oil counters. And get to repeat the end step again. So drain the opponent for 4. We draw 2 cards ourselves, and we gained 4 life right there. Let's go. We're starting to turn the tables, and this is turning into a really good game. I think we got them, and it's like I said, I'm pretty sure it will be with Y'shtola. And I mean, next turn we have the Bloodletter coming down as well. I'm honestly fine paying 3 life. At this point, they have Resplendent Angel for 3 mana. We can, no, we can't bounce that one, so that is a creature dying. So they've gained 2 life this turn. So that's 4 life right there, 5 life. They are creating another angel. Ooh, it is getting kind of scary. These stupid little bats are putting in a ton of work for them. Do we have a Valgavoth down there? We don't, but we can go with Bloodletter into a... Do we have another Bloodletter? We don't. Honestly, I think I'll just keep this. I will... I mean, if we attack... Yeah, let's attack. Really need to start putting some pressure on the opponent. They might double block with the angels. They do, so we're just going to bounce one of them. Go ahead and bounce that one. Kill that one, so they're going to be drained for 2. It gets doubled thanks to that, so they're drained for 4. Y'shtola says, let's... return the Archfiend back, so he'll be able to block this turn. Draw a card. Opponent loses 2 life. That gets doubled down to 4 life thanks to that. And again, repeat the entire end step process right now. Oh, there's Deadly Cover-Up. So yeah, opponent's down to 8. They can't really attack us because we have some thick bodies in the way. And yeah, 1 mana bat, that's really not going to be cutting it for you, buddy. They have a ton of life gain. They've honestly gained so much life this turn. That is a legendary creature, so they'll have to sacrifice it. So they lose 2 life for that. And yeah, we got them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. We got them. That was an awesome game. And it's like I said in the beginning, I'm pretty sure it was that combo that would be needed. Speed Demon, not necessarily the best draw. You know what? I think I honestly just want to transform this demon. And then let's just attack with him. It's 5 damage. You have to put 2 creatures in front of him. You take the 5 damage. That gets doubled, buddy. Oh, thanks to the Bloodletter. And then, yeah, we just have double end step right now. Let's cook them. Cats and demons. Match made in heaven. GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap. We were looking at this Dimir, so blue-black cat, thanks to Y'shtola, but mainly the Unholy Anex. Where is it? It says it's in the 5-mana slot. This is a 3-mana card. The demon package with Unholy Anex, you guys probably know that deck. So a lot of bans happened last week, and the demon deck... Honestly, nothing from it got removed from the top of my head. So I think right now, the Unholy Anex Demon deck, probably one of the better decks in Standard right now. The Mono Black package, everyone knows it. Everyone's played against it. Some of you guys have maybe played it yourselves. It is a really fun deck. The Unholy Anex, a really, really good card draw mechanic. And yeah, when you combined it with a few demons and you start draining the opponent for 2 life every turn and you gain 2 life, that's just so good. And then yeah, if you combo it with the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, where you drain the opponent for 4 life instead, then it just pushes this deck over the top, makes it really, really good. Of course, everyone plays this deck with that Unstoppable Slasher. It's not a demon. I think it's an assassin zombie, where if you deal damage to the opponent, they lose half their life. You can get that down on turn 3, and then turn 4, play the Bloodletter, attack with that Unstoppable Slasher, and finish the opponent that way. I personally think that's kind of a lame combo. It is really good. But yeah, I wanted to really try Y'shtola. Like I said, her flicker mechanic of return a creature you control, like exile it and then return it to the battlefield, that really wasn't the point of the deck. It was really just to get a additional end step, where when you combine that with the Unholy Anex, where you draw a card and either lose 2 life or you drain the opponent for 2 life if you have a demon, and you get to double that. So good, because then every turn you're drawing 3 cards. So really, really nice there. And I think it was in the first game and it was in the last game, the one that we just played against that mono white life gain deck. I called it early on. I said, hey, I really think the way that we beat this mono white life gain deck is with Y'shtola, Bloodletter of Aclazotz, and the Unholy Anex. And in that last game, we even saw where it is just so nice to be able to attack with the Archfiend of the Dross. And then, of course, when you attack with the creature, they become tapped, but Y'shtola could then exile the Archfiend of the Dross and return it to the battlefield. And he comes in with a fresh 4 oil counters, so you never need to worry about running out of oil counters. And he comes in untapped then, so then you can use him to block. So there, that combo with Y'shtola, that worked so well. And honestly, I think all the games in the middle, you probably heard me say it in the games as well, I felt kind of like I'm playing on hard mode. The mono black package of the demon package, definitely the way to go, because like I said, we're splashing in blue really just to play Y'shtola. Of course, stock up. Since we are playing blue, you might as well play the best blue cards available, and that being stock up. It's probably the best blue card available right now. Into the Flood Maw, that card also really helped us out as well. But again, just splashing in another color for just a few select cards, that did make the land situation a little tiny bit awkward at times. So yeah, I think if you want a better version, go with the mono black version. But I played 10 games right now, and I have won 8 of them and only lost 2 of them. So I have absolutely been cooking with this deck. So that's not the true win percentage, because I was playing around with it a little bit. I think I'll include 3 bonus games maybe, where I played a few bonus games and I won some of those as well. So I don't know what the overall win percentage of it is, but I feel like it is a really good deck. I will say the one thing that really didn't work in this game too much was the Valgavoth and the Zombify. I think sometimes we did Zombify one of our other demons, but honestly, I think if you want a better deck, probably cut Valgavoth. I already did that anyway. If you go back to the start of the video, you'll see in the deck intro, I had 2 Valgavoths, but I really felt like I was missing some land drops sometimes, especially black mana. So I went down 1 copy of Valgavoth and I went up 1 copy of a swamp. So now we have 24 lands in total. Just because it is kind of an expensive deck with quite a few 4 drops, 5 drops, and 6+ drops. Zombify is a 4 mana spell. We'll put it there. Y'shtola is 6 mana, of course, as well. So it is kind of an expensive deck. So that is why I went down 1 copy of Valgavoth and went up 1 copy of a swamp. But like I said, I really feel like you could just completely cut Zombify, and you could cut Valgavoth, and then honestly go up another copy of Archfiend of the Dross, maybe another copy of Stock Up, and maybe another copy of Demon Wall. Just make all of those 4-ofs, and yeah, I think you'll be cooking with gas then. And then, like I said, Archfiend of the Dross, probably the best demon in the demon package that we have. Could be tied with Bloodletter of Aclazotz, but we are losing this card come rotation, which is happening in a month. So like I said, the Rock Curse Rakshasha, really good demon card. Abyssal Harvester, and the Desecration Demon, So yeah, if you're worried about rotation coming up, and you don't want to craft Archfiend of the Dross, I would probably just craft then some copies of the Rock Curse Rakshasha. He can come down on turn 2, which is really nice. That is, of course, the best curve you can have is a demon on turn 2, Unholy Anex on turn 3, and then typically Bloodletter of Aclazotz on turn 4. That is the best, curve that you can hit. So having some copies of Rock Curse Rakshasha, maybe not the worst. And then, of course, if you attack with him once, you can, of course, he does die because he has the Decayed mechanic, but then you can, later on in the game, give your opponent's creatures the Decayed mechanic where they're not able to block then. So you might be able to swing in later in the game with one of your demons. Even though a lot of our demons have flying, so not too many flyers in standard right now. So, but yeah, I've been rambling long enough. Like I said, I do feel like this deck was playing it on hard mode a little bit, but overall my win percentage today at least has been really good. I think in some of the bonus games that you'll see when I was trying out the deck, it did pretty good as well. So overall, a really, really good deck. I just felt like the land situation is really what made it hard at some points. But yeah, it was honestly a lot of fun to play. I personally really like the Demon package. Unholy Anex, really, really good enchantment right now. Really, really good card draw. Play it for 3 mana, and then later on in the game, if you don't have much to do, you can unlock it for 5 mana as well. So, yeah, I'll just leave it there. I'm gonna end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out. Bonus game.